Today we're going to give you 5 tips on how you can start to prep with no money. Now the good news is I'm not going to ask you to buy anything today. The bad news, well, you'll have to stick around for the bad news. Hey everybody, and welcome to the channel. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Justin. SafePrep helps individuals and families prepare for disasters and emergencies. If you find value in the content today, do us a favor. If you'll hit that like button, and if you want to stay updated on survival and preparedness and prepping, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Today we're going over 5 ways that you can prepare with no money. And if you'll hang out to the very end of the video, I have a 6th bonus tip that you're really going to enjoy. Tip number 1, you've got to get out of debt. Eventually, not starting, but eventually, you are going to want to purchase some items that are going to help you in preparedness and prepping. Financial preparedness is part of total preparedness. So, not owing anybody any money or owing people the least amount of money that you can, whether that's paying off high interest credit cards first, living like no one else now so you can live like no one else later, having a budget, having a plan, setting goals, and getting out of debt and having your finances managed. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, and this is one of my favorites. It's what we do here at SafePrep, and that is planning. So many people have gear, but they don't have plans. What are you even buying gear for? What are you planning for? Have you written your plans down? Have you gone over these plans with your family? Have you practiced these plans in a practical way? So we're going to put some links down in the description that will give you some basic preparedness ideas, what to plan for, what some suggestions are for the types of disasters that you should plan for. So a plan is going to do a few things. What are you planning for? How many people are you planning it for? How long is it going to last for? What do I need to purchase? What skills do I need to learn? Take advantage of the time you have now to plan ahead. Set goals and reassess. Set goals and reassess. How am I going to get from here to here? If you eventually are able to buy some stuff, well, what are you going to buy first? You're not going to know the answer to that until you plan. Make a list of the equipment that you think you need based on the planning that you have done beforehand. And that'll make your shopping trip a lot easier and probably a lot cheaper because you won't buy things you don't need. Tip number 3, you've got to get in shape. Physical preparedness, just like financial preparedness, is part of total preparedness. So if you're morbidly obese, overweight, out of shape, it is time to start getting ready physically. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a big muscle man or start doing triathlons, but a jog around the block, a hike through the park with some weight on your back and a pack, your physical agility and your strength conditioning is going to be a big part of your ability to be able to survive comfortably and long term after a disaster. Doesn't cost you a thing. If you have a gym membership already, just use it. You don't have to go to a gym. You can go for a jog in the neighborhood. You can work out at home, and all sorts of resources all over YouTube for how to get in shape. Tip number 4, what do you have already? What do you have already? Do you have old camping equipment that's gathering dust in the garage or the attic or out in your shed? Do you have fishing poles, firearms, ammunition, bow and arrow, chainsaws? Do an inventory of what you have on hand that could be used in a disaster situation and make an inventory list of those things. And when you get ready to start making purchases for your future preparedness needs, you're going to probably be able to check some things off that list because you already have them. And that's one way you can save money later. You still don't have to spend any money today to do that. Tip number 5, knowledge and skills. And if you're landed on this video, you're obviously looking to build your knowledge and your database. And we're glad you're here. While we want you to come to our channel, you're going to see all of these other survival and preparedness and prepper channels. There is a wealth of information out there. The technology we have today is amazing, folks. You don't even have to leave your house or put on pants. You type a question into Google or you type a question into YouTube, and you get to choose from your answers, and you can learn as much as you want to from the people that you want to learn from. That's the best part. People that make preparedness and prepping and survival fun and exciting. Skills. What skills do you already have that would benefit you in a survival situation? Do you hunt? Do you fish? Do you know how to process game? Do you know how to use a bow and arrow? Do you know first aid? What are your talents? What are your skills? What are your abilities that you have already? And if you already have these interests, improve them. Be the best at those things you're good at. It also will benefit you to do the research on the skills you will need in a survival situation. If you don't have those skills, then it is time to learn those skills. Fire building, water purification and collection, building a shelter, food storage, how to handle a firearm, self-defense skills. If you can't afford to pick up new hobbies, that's fine. But if you are already a hunter and already have guns, go out and hunt a little more often. If you're a fisherman, perfect that skill as a fisherman. Anything that you can do to become more self-reliant. Preparedness and prepping is all about being able to take care of us. Not being able to take care of everybody, just being able to take care of you and your family. What skills, what abilities, and what knowledge do you have that's going to keep you alive? Thank you for sticking around. Here is the big bonus tip. Okay, this will be tip number 6, our bonus tip. It is not always about your resources, but it is always about your resourcefulness. And that is especially true when it comes to disaster preparedness and prepping. The skills and knowledge that you have will benefit you more than the equipment that you have purchased, or the equipment that you wish you could purchase if you had the money. If you have more skills, if you have more knowledge, then you don't need as much equipment, and you're going to save money in the long run. Work on your skills, work on your knowledge, and in the end, you will need to buy less. Folks, that about wraps it up for today. I'm not going to put any affiliate links down in the description because I don't want you to spend any money. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video. But we are going to put some free resources down in the description, so be sure you check those out. Get out of debt, plan, get in shape. What do you have already? Skills and knowledge. And it's not always about your resources, but it is always about your resourcefulness. I told you there'll be some bad news in the video. The only bad news is, guys, is that eventually you're going to have to spend a little bit of money. Not today, not getting started. Get your plans in place first, but eventually you're going to want some equipment and some extra stuff for the house. So that can be as simple as a couple extra cans of soup on your next grocery store visit. That's the only bad news, is eventually you're going to have to buy some things. So you need to be getting your finances in order, putting your plans in place so you know what to buy and you can do it in the most effective manner. Folks, my name's Justin. Until next time, be safe.